Monday! I hope you had a great weekend and you're ready to do some art. Today I am going to make a gift wrapping, crafting, DIY kind of thing. What I want to do is wrap the gift for my niece. So end of August it is going to be her first day of school, and the gift that hubby and I have for her is not really related to school, but to the next step as an artist. So she really likes to paint and draw, and she's really visual. So we decided to gift her with watercolor paper, artist brushes, and artist quality watercolors. So these are the same ones that I use most of the times in the studio. It's just half a pen and I have a full pen, so this is pretty much what it looks like. So yeah, this is that. Also, I made her a color wheel for the cold colors in her palette and the warm colors, so the three main colors, red, yellow and blue. And I filmed kind of like a how-to tutorial with the most important tips and tricks, how to take care of all the materials and a few little effects and how colors work. Just a little thing. That's what I recorded for her, because I'm probably not going to be there when she tries them for the first time. So I will first name her DVD, and that is and I have to let that dry. It says watch first then paint. Of course, she's German and daddy and mommy are as well, so they will read that to her, show that to her in German. That's why I'm not recording this or writing this in English, but I'm going to put that to the side and let it dry. And while that is happening, I'm going to explain to you what I want to do. So when it's your first day at school, you get oh, I should have looked it up. Hold on, I have to learn the English name for that. I've been wanting to know ever since I announced that I would do that project in one of the recent taco clocks. So let me see what it says. Probably I know the word, I just forgot it. It is knapsack or satchel. Alright, let's see. Because we have another German word for that. There we go. Maybe it is another English one, because that kind of sounded very generic. Schoolbag or satchel. Alright, learned something. So you get that when you have your first day at school, of course. You get that satchel, that's what I'm going to call it. And my niece is a very, let's say, petite girl. She's very slender, but, well, she has quite a couple of muscles there. But the, let's say, normal satchels do not fit her. She's just a little bit too small in her frame. So they had a really nice one made, so that she's not having any problems with them, with that satchel. And that reminded me of my first day at school. And I had a red one with black and white closing leather buckle things. It was more decorative than anything. But I thought, wouldn't it be cool to have the gift that we have for her wrapped in a school bag or a satchel look. Like this is in the main part of the bag, and then there's a tiny part in front with the watercolors, and she can open the two like a school bag. So I love the idea, so I'm gonna go for it. What I went through is my cardboard box stock, and I found one that is quite alright for the bag in the back. It's not too wide, so things don't bump too much, I think. So I'm going to take this one for the back part, and I'm gonna make a little bag in the front for the watercolors. Now the first thing that I have to do is prep this box to be nicely wrapped. So I actually think I want this to stay, because this is a really nice and sturdy thing, but I need the top to go. So I'm going to take my scissors and just cut that part off. And I'm going to take the colors that I had at my school bag. So, because I think hers is turquoise, I'm not sure. She didn't opt for pink, though pink is one of her favorite colors. She didn't opt for pink, I remember that, but I do not remember what color her school bag was. So I decided to go with the color that I had in my school bag. When she asks, well, I can tell her. So, cutting that part off. That can go. So it pretty much goes like this. I actually don't want this to overlap so much. So let's mark where this has to be cut. Would be here. And then I can cut this part off, because I don't want this to overlap. It will be too bumpy. So if you have an old cardboard box from like a shipment, or if you are a board gamer, from expansions of board games that you put into the main game, I always keep those boxes, and I use them for, well, things like that. Sometimes I spray paint them, sometimes I cover them with decorative paper. See, this is what I want to go for. And well, it just makes for nice sturdy boxes. So first things first, I want this to close a little bit better. So I'm going to get some tape, clear tape. And just going to put down a strip, so just that I don't have glue going to the inside of the package. When I glue on the paper, the color paper, so this one part, here I can cut that, don't need that. And the other side here, of course, has to be shut as well. But here I want a combo, because I want this part to actually stay. So now how do I, ouch, sorry, hold on. Where did I put it? Oh, I don't have it anymore. So let's, I thought I still had some this is too high. I thought I had some wooden blocks left here, but no. Oh, this is perfect. Perfect size. So I don't want this to angle downwards, but to be really open and sturdy while I glue things. Because I want this part to be glued to the respective parts, and then on top I will have a strip of this clear tape. But first things first, I'm going to glue some white glue onto the cardstock, being rather generous with it. And this is just normal craft glue, white glue. It's a bit more tacky than the transparent, clear crafting glue. And I think for pieces with cardstock that are a bit more sturdy, this glue here is a bit better. So I'm going to glue this piece down, this one as well. Put something on top to hold it for a second while I clean my bottle. And go. And just have the glue set for a minute there. So I've been recording 45 minutes, almost 45 minutes of tips and tricks for watercoloring for my niece. And I really hope she likes it. She likes the gift, I hope. Hubby does as well, because he really likes that she's very creative and also visual, and she wants to visit me in the studio, and she wants to paint with me and learn something about, well, acrylics or watercolors and stuff. So, okay, so this one here is not set yet. Let's move you for a bit. I'm just going to apply that strip of clear tape. Scissors. Cut that. Where are you? There we go. Can bend this to the inside. Tiny little trick: if you bend the end of your tape strip, you will always find the beginning. You won't have to go at the tape and then have it ripped the long side, which never happened to me. I was never pissed off about that. So that's how I learned. Just always bend the end in, tuck it in, and you're good to go. So yeah. Going to have to let this sit for a minute to have the glue dry a bit more. And while this sits and dries, I will measure the paper that I'm going to wrap this with. Hold on. So I do have these A3 sheets of paper that this is cardstock, this is paper. So I will definitely need a couple of sheets. Let me see, I'm just gonna measure a bit. Yeah, at least 2 sheets, that's what I need. I have a couple to the side, so I don't mind. So what I want to do is the back should come, the back sheet there should come over like this, and there will be the closing parts. So she can open it like this. But I do want this to look a bit cleaner from the inside. This doesn't look too nice. So I will have to use cardstock for the closing part, and the paper, the rather thin one, just for wrapping this. Okay. If I do that, I could have this go to the bottom, left and right, cut it here and fold it inwards to hold a bit there. Ah, not too shabby. The idea is not too shabby. Alright. I will start here at the bottom. This will be a bit more jump cutty because I will have to glue a part and then hold it in place for a minute or two, and you don't have to look at that. I will just cut to the next part, but be aware you have to have a few minutes in between where you just hold the piece that you just glued to have the glue set. For example, I'm having it my right hand side on the bottom. So now I'm going to have the paper sit here for a minute. And in the edges. And then bend over that part. And I'm going to glue this one and hold it. If you cannot get to the creases with your bottle, take your fingers, but you have to smooth it out, otherwise this is not going to be a nicely glued thing. It's gonna look bumpy, and I'm not a great fan of bumpy glue things. Just get part here, heavier glue. I hope, by the way, that the fan that is running behind the mic is not too disturbing. I really hope that I can edit the noise out as much as I can. I'm gonna make sure to do my best there, but it is very warm, and I have to have the fan running. I cannot have the windows open because my neighbors are doing some garden work with some louder machinery, and I don't want to have that on my audio. So I'm just smushing things down here. It actually holds to the cardstock really well. So I can go ahead and glue the other side. I thought I had to wait a little longer. Well, that was a great positive surprise there. So I'm just going to repeat this on the other side. Smush the glue out with my finger. Get into the creases as much as I can, and then glue it to the cardboard. Now I can cut those creases up to the cardstock. The cardboard, not the cardstock. Cardstock is a little thinner. Funny thing, in German it's both called Karton. So the word that we put maybe as an extra to say this is the thin papery kind of thing is Fotokarton or Tonpapier. This is actually Tonpapier, so we say paper, not cardstock. But this one you say cardboard, and we say Karton. And the box is also called Karton. So we are maybe a bit more primitive with our choice of words, but we know what we mean, I think. So a bit more glue, not too much this time round. On this part here, just needed around the edges actually to hold in place on the inside of the box. So I'm just gonna put it in here, crease it, hold it down. And now I can go for the top. So I'm going to take the next paper. Going to glue it down like this. So I'm turning the box and Actually, I'm gonna turn the box in a hot minute. First, I'm going to take the glue and glue it underneath that little seam here. Put down more glue on the top, but just a bit around the edges. Gonna smooth it out with my finger. And then I'm gonna lay down the paper on top. Like this. And carefully smush it down. Now I can turn the box. And while this dries, I can bend the cardstock towards the edges here to clean up these sides of the soon-to-be school bag. Creasing it and putting down some glue. Again, smoothing out things with my finger. And this one, this glue that I have is kind of like the Alice tacky glue, and it rolls off the finger really well. So you don't have to be scared that you glue yourself to something or you have a weird feeling on your skin. Also, this glue is of course non-toxic because you can work with it with kids. I've seen it anywhere in the grocery stores in Germany, so this is a really nice one. It's without any weird toxic things or things that make your skin super dry when you work with it and stuff, so you should be fine using this if you have a sensitive skin like I do. So let's glue on the other side. Also, this glue dries transparent, so if you have a little overlap sometimes somewhere on the seams and you don't see it while you glue your things and you clean up your project, I think it's fine if you have a little bit of glue showing. It's, like I said, dries transparent, so that is rather a helpful thing. I'm just going to smoosh down that wrapping paper here. I'm going to go over it with a clean paper towel and just get rid of the bumpies. Sorry on the mic. Hope I can edit that out. Alright. Again, I will cut into the creases, so I will crease the paper first. Cut down that crease. Bend these inwards. And this one here needs a bit of glue, but now I can take out the box here. Not to forget it in there. That would be fun. So I'm going to put down the last little bit of glue, smoosh it out again. And fold this flap inward. Now this is a bigger one, so I'm bending it inward carefully. And crease it. And then flatten things out inside the box. Alright, we're getting somewhere. Now I will have to cut the flap and the box, and I think I don't want the CD, which I can put into the baggie here. I think I want this to go something like this maybe. Let's see, because it might get lost on the inside. Yeah, I actually like the idea. Hold on. I have something in my mind. But first, this is cardstock, not the red paper, but it's pretty much the same color. So I will take that to make the flap, and also to make the holders for both the watercolor and the CD. So I want the CD in the back and the watercolor on top, so I am going to measure maybe half a centimeter more to the left and right. Where's my pencil? There it is. So this one has to, well, let's take that side that wasn't cut yet so that I know that it's straight. This is like here. Here, just mark this off. I'm going to spin the lines there. Am I in frame? Yes, I am. So I don't really want a bag for this, but just like a little pouch that sits rather flat. There it is. Need my paper cutter to cut this part off. And let's see. I'm going to use my scoreboard because I want to have a few tiny score lines so that you can get the CD out rather easily, you know. So here's the scoreboard. First I take the bottom and I'm just taking the first line, which is 1/8 of an inch, if I remember correctly. And I score it on all 3 sides. And going to cut the little tiny rectangles or squares here at the end. There we go. And to put the board to the side, going to bend the small little sides here. Just bending them, not really creasing them. It's just to give the CD a little bit of wiggle room in there. So now I'm going to take sticky tape. I don't want to have wet glue on that part, and I'm just going to glue it down and try to stay on these tiny strips that I just scored. Before I get rid of the release paper, I'm taking the smallest circle punch I have. This is a 1-inch circle punch, and I'm just going to eyeball the middle. Am I gonna eyeball on a gift? No, I'm not. Since I'm really bad with that, I'm gonna measure where is the middle. I do have 13 centimeters, that is 6.5. This is the middle. Make a dot and then have it sit center. My punch. There we go. Whoop! Jumps out at me here. Just makes it easier to open and get the CD out. So now it's time to take care of the release paper. Get that all separated from the tape. I really like sticky tape. It's very sturdy, it's very trustworthy. It really is a strong tape. But sometimes it gives me a little bit of trouble with the release paper that I do have. Sometimes I have trouble to get rid of that paper. Like I do here. Is it? There it is. Got it. Gotcha! Alright. Now I'm going to stand up because that helps with eyeballing where to put this. And there we go. Gluing it down, and now I can test. Please let it fit. Yes. See? There's the CD. I'm gonna take that. Whoop, going to take that out. Sorry, that was my hand bumping against the audio. I hope I remembered to edit it out. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm having really good memory. I know what I need to do. So now, onto the next bag. I want this to sit something like this. Now I need to measure. Where's my ruler? There it is. Actually can take the same width, so that's 13.7, and I have to write that down. 13.7. Height is 7.2. And the depth, .3. So now I need to make a box. This has to go and sit and dry. Need to make a box. Fits. So this paper definitely is enough. Where's my paper pad? Oh, there it is. How to build a box. How to get everything done. So I need what I want is to have it look from the side like this, like that, and then there's gonna be magnets here, and inside is gonna be that box. So what I want to do is I need the height that is 7.2. Then I need 2.5. I'm gonna give it a little wiggle room. 2.5, another 7.2, another 2.5, and then I need the overlap that I want from here and there. I want 3 centimeters. That's 3. So for this direction I need 14, 15, 17, 19, 22.4 centimeters. And on these sides I need 2.5 per side. And I need a flap to hold them in, so let's say 3 on these sides, because I need parts to glue it on. Alright, now I'm going to draw it up. So how wide was it? 13.7 plus 6, that's 19.7. $22.4. $19.7, and I'm just this is pretty much the trial thing. So before I go to the cardstock and mess everything up, I'm going to test it here on this paper and see where the score lines have to be in the cutting lines and stuff, and see if everything is fine there. So I have 3 on that side, 3 on that side. And now I need to have another color because this is just a scoring line. So I'm going to take a red colored pencil for that. So scoring line here and scoring line here, and half a centimeter. Oh, that's exactly 1. To this side, also scoring line here. No, wrong. Half a centimeter from that side. Then I do have start from the top. 3, 7.2, 2.5, 7.2, and that should be 2.5. Correct. All right. So these score lines. Okay, now I'm going to cut this. and see if it works. Some score lines are going to be cut lines, but first I'm going to cut all the outer parts here, not being very precise for the, and there's glue on my scissors, or tape, doesn't help, right? I'm going to take the paper trimmer and the scoreboard for the real thing, where I have to be precise. Alrighto. I'm going to crease these. Okay, and now these are the super small ones where I need to have the tape in the end to hold everything together. I don't need this part here, the small one, the 2.5. Don't need that. But I need it here. So now I need to have some quick tape here to put it to the right side. There was a little mishap. So I didn't read correctly, but I wrote it down correctly. Pull, bend over, right. Don't need that part. Should work. I have to cut into that and that. 2. Build those boxes. Yes, that looks like it. So that would be cut here, and get rid of that. Also get rid of that. Yeah, fits. Now, do you fit in there? Quite nicely, I'd say. All right, let's build the box. Trial, check. Worked. Worked. Now, I cannot have everything written down on the cardstock here, so I'm going to measure this is 22.5 by 20, 22.5 by 20. Is here, and 22.5 is there. Going to use my paper cutter. Cut into the square first. Okay. So that is my square. And now I need a different ruler because my scoreboard is inches and not centimeters. So I have to measure things in inches, which is my scoreboard. Gets a little bit frickly now. So I do 1/2 inch and then 3 scores on 1/2 inch. Quarter inch, that is, let's see, quarter inch is one thing, is it? No, it's the second one. Yeah, quarter inch. Of course, I could look up here. So quarter inch and then 1 1/4. Where's my other ruler? So here it is. So quarter inch. I'm really bad also at scoring things straight, so I'm using a ruler for that. 1 1/4. And I'm just gonna turn the paper. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna turn the paper, and that makes it easier to remember measurements. Quarter inch and 1 1/4. Now 3 centimeters is 1 1/2 maybe? 1 1/4. Still, alright. Yeah, sure, 1 1/4. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. 3 centimeters, and then I think it is the next one is an inch. Yep, 2.5 centimeters is an inch, so that would be here. Next up, two 7/8. Oh god, 2 7/8. That puts us here. Check again. Yeah. Okay. Another inch, so that would be 6 and something. And then I think I got it. This is another 2.78. Yep, it is. Yeah, that's a bit tricky with inches and centimeters and stuff. So I'm going to burnish these lines now. Going over it with the bone folder just to crease everything really strong, because this is cardboard cardstock. It's way more heavy duty than any paper is, so you have to help it quite a bit to go into the directions it's supposed to go. There we go. Now I need my scissors, because I need to cut stuff, and I need to cut these parts. And I have to cut into these lines. What is the bottom of the box? And here you can cut it all. And now I can build my box. goes like this. And I need to cut into these parts here. So that everything looks kind of neat. Yep. All right. Sticky strip, sticky tape. Where are you? There you are. I need a tape here on that flap. Also on this flap. And here the other side. And also here. To have the release paper removed of these first. Come on, don't give me grief. There we go. And now it helps that I do have a sturdy box to put in there. So now I can pretty much fold the box around it. So have that. Here. Is the inner part. Now I can remove this paper. Move this down. There we go. There we have it. It sits here, fold it over, and have the closing mechanism here. Nice. But I have to glue it down first on this part. But to be able to do that safely, I will have to have the flap for the big bag. For that I'm taking cardstock again, but I need to clean up my desk first because I have release paper here and it's wants to cling to pretty much anything, and I'm not really fond of that. So I'm going to take the big one here in a minute, but I need to measure things first as well. So I just need the flap. So this one here, I can actually measure it in inches, is 1.5 inch, 1.6. So I'm gonna write this down. 1.6 inches. On the other side, let me try something. Probably something like this. So that would be 2.5 inches. Which is let's say 2.5 inches, and the other side four inches. All right. Oh, I need to measure one more thing. How wide is that baby? That is 22.1 or 22. Can I get away with 22? No, I can't. 22.3. All right. 22.3. Gotta write that down. And now I have to count. That is a 6, 7, 7.5, 8, 8.1 inches. And now I have to look it up on the web what that is in centimeters. Then I don't want to measure things again. Inch, centimeters, there it is. I need to have 8.1 inches, that's 20 centimeters, 57. 20.57. All right. So 20.57, I'm just gonna measure that from here. 20.57. There we go. The trimmer, are you long enough? Could work. Let's see. That should fit as the back part. No. That was the length. I'm stupid. What did I want? 22 by 20. Let's do it correctly this time, shall we? $22.3. 22.3. This is longer than 20. Yeah. Let's do the correct measurement first. Gosh, guys, I tell you, sometimes I'm actually not that bad with measurements and envisioning 3D, but sometimes my brain is just not working. Okay, this needs to be a smidge thinner. And by smidge, I mean a smidge. Perfect. And now the other measurement was 20.57. 20.57. Which is here. And now I can go in with the scoreboard again. And go from there. 4, 1.6, 2.5. Now I have to see on which side I have to score. This is the 20 dot. Alright, so. Need the other one. That one works a bit better to have the score line straight. That is 4 inches. Next one was, where's my note? Right, there it is. 1.6, so that makes 5.6. Or we could just go from the other side and say 2.5 inches, and that makes it even easier to measure. Because the thing in the middle is 1.6. There we go. Looks good. I can score these. Because again, this is cardstock and this needs quite a bit of help to be scored. Okay. Now I can it actually is too big, right? And also too thin. Did I again? Of course. What's wrong with me today? This can't happen. Sheesh. Again. Because yeah. I have enough here. I don't know what's wrong with me, folks. I really don't. And at this point it makes me kind of mad, because going wrong once is fine, but twice? Really, Sarah? Really? It's not difficult. 22.3. Oh gosh, guys. I think, you see, it's not all going super well in this studio. I do mess up too. And now in this direction, 20.57. I hope I don't mess it up again, because otherwise I have to go on a hunt for cardstock. Alright, wish me luck, folks. I'm just gonna score the 4 inches now. But first I'm gonna see this one, and then it has to be like this, 4 inches. Which would be here. I mean, it's kind of hilarious, but then it gets like, oh, come on. Really, Sarah? Really? Four inches, check. The top has to be 1.5 inches. That would be 5.5. 1.5, that would be here. Let's try again. I'm gonna score it. This is unbelievable. Sheesh. Okay, scored it. Let's take the school bag, test it. Perfect. It sits here nicely. Okay. Perfect. All right, now I'm going to round the corners before I glue on the back of this flap. I'm also gonna round the corners in the front. For that I'm going to use sticky tape as well. Gonna go here on the top score line. And also here in the lower part. take off the release paper. I have to be a bit careful. I'm going to put down the flap on the top, or on the front, better said. See that it is okay there, and then is. So, ta-da! There, you can open it. Now, where's my box? There it is. I have to round the corners on this one as well. Alright, now comes the decorational part, which is that here. So I want to have these sitting on here and have the magnets hide on under these parts. Same goes for this little one. Have the magnet hide under it. And where's the black cardstock? There it is. Let me see if this looks like something. This something like that. Wow! No! Everything goes flying! Hold on. Punch two more. See how this looks. And I put it like that. Yeah, why not? Let's do it. So these will be glued on, and then also gonna need 3 of the red cardstock. I could actually take the one that I messed up here. The same color. 3 circles. And magnets. Those. And some super glue. And now the tricky part happens. So first I will glue the black things. Let's see. Okay. Just going to glue the black things first. And these white rectangles here are actually from board games again, where there were just blanks of something, and I use those to, well, make artwork. And here. Now I need 3 pairs of magnets. These 2 belong together, so I can take them. Okay, they're really strong. So what I want to do is okay, now I have to look how I'm going to glue them. They are really strong. I'm gonna take this, have a little dot of super glue in the middle, and put the magnet on top. And then I can let that sit for a hot second. Okay, this is strong enough, and now I can, okay, see how it wants to close. And it's just so that you can open the package, that the magnets aren't super strong. So this is really strong still. Now which one is the one that I glued? This one. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna let that sit. I'm gonna take the next magnet and glue it onto the next red dot. And once more. Now let's see. Whoa. Oh no. That was not what I wanted to do. There we go. You have to sit on here. You see, they are really strong, those magnets. have that to dry here. It's sitting. Yeah, it's glued down now. And I'm going to take, ouch, one more magnet. Wow. All right, I'm gonna get these others to safety, so I don't want the magnets to jump at each other. And now I'm going to close the flap. So what I will do is I will mark where the magnets go, or I can actually just glue them down like that. So I'm just going to take a dot of super glue and I'm going to put the magnet in there. Do the same thing on the other side. Sometimes you need an activator of the super glue and I'm just gonna get that. Meanwhile, it's holding. Great, so I have the activator spray in case it doesn't want to hold. So now I'm going to put the magnets on top and I'm going to put a drop of glue on each and press down the flap, hold it in place. Did it work? No. Now we need the activator spray. Really have to work super fast now. Did not work. Why did it not work? Is it too strong? Obviously. So now still I know where the marks are, so I'm going to glue them down the old-fashioned way. and they hold really well. See now, bloop, closes, opens, nice. Close these. And I'm gonna glue down the flaps here, so where she can pull. Gonna use super glue again. But I'm not gluing all the way because I need a bit of space for that flap to overlap, and that rhymes. And I'm going to do the same here. And now I can test it. Opens, closes, opens, closes. The same is going to happen here. There I have to be, let's see. I'm going to work a little differently there. Going to glue that cardstock piece, that cardboard piece, I meant to say, to the flap. And the magnet, ouch, needs a little more glue. And a little bit of activator spray. Does it sit tight now? Yeah, it does. Perfect. I'm going to check where I need to put the glue dot. Somewhere here seems fine. So there goes the magnet. This is where I need to put the other magnet. Okay. Put a tiny dot of super glue on top and press down the flap. Hold it in place for a second or two. And it's not holding, so activator spray. close it very fast. Sometimes super glue doesn't hold for whatever reason, and it doesn't here, but now I can activate some more glue particles and then it works. Sometimes I think it is, it's usually with cardstock that it doesn't work. And the magnets are very strong. Okay. So activators, super glue, magnets. Try again. There we go. Ta-da! So now I just need to glue this on, but for that I want the DVD to be inside already. And now I need sticky tape for the back. I don't want to use super glue on that because I don't want this to go through to the DVD, so just to make sure that nothing happens there, I'm gonna take the dry glue in this case. I have 2 strips over the long side. Release paper number 1. Release paper number 2. Come on, get there. Voila. I can put this down. Gentle pressure. It opens. Holds. Okay, this opens too, and I can put in the gift now, but for that I have to stand up because otherwise I cannot see. And this flap here is not really working nicely, so I'm gonna cut it a bit. All right. Paper pad. The color wheel. The brushes. Closing it. Ta-da. Actually, it needs... I think it needs some straps at the back. Let's see if I have some ribbon. Back in the sack. I do have red ribbon, so let me see, how long is that? Actually, I just need that piece. So cut it in half. And then glue on the straps. Yep, that's not too shabby, I think. I'm going to take some more super glue. I'm going to work on this side here first. Just to make sure, a bit of activator spray. Same goes for this part here. I need that much, just measuring here. Some glue. Ah, it's gonna glue on my fingers already, not good. Like that. Put it down. Not gonna work. Let's take the other strip. Cut off the ends. Good. Maybe a smidge shorter. So I'm just going to put down glue, activator spray, and ribbon. On the other side, I need a bit of a shorter thing only, so just a dot, spray and ribbon. Didn't work, more glue for that. Hold it in there and activate it. And this one here needs a bit of a snip too. It was a little bit longer than the other ribbon. So again, glue, put in the ribbon. Without my finger, if that's possible. And spray. There we got it. Going to let this dry. And that's that. That is the Schoolbag gift wrap for my niece's first day of school. I'm going to repair that one thing maybe. Here. Needs a few stickers. Do I have cute stickers? Of course I do. Let's see. It needs an ice cream sticker. Or no, horses. She likes horses. So it needs a horse sticker here. And then on the front needs a name, her name. And one more sticker. Let's do ice cream or balloons. Huh? Ice cream. She likes ice cream too. So let's do ice cream. And her name. For that I'm gonna take alphabet stickers. These. Put it here. Alright, that's that. That's the Schoolbag. I hope you enjoyed watching along. Next time I'm going to be back with maybe less of a crafty project and more of a painterly one. Probably my random act of kindness for August, because it's time to do that as well. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. All the measurements and stuff of this box and material list and all those things will be up on the blog. If you need the exact measurements that I had here, or you need a template maybe for a box that you want to do, let me know in the comment section below. I'm going to contact you there and we can hash out things and I can help you there with, well, making a box. Maybe you want to do something similar for someone you know that has a first day of school this month. I hope you enjoyed, like I said, and thank you very much for watching. Hit that thumbs up button if you liked this video. Share it with a friend who maybe has a kid that gets to school, or a niece, a nephew, somebody where they need maybe a well, handmade gift wrapping for first day of school. And if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, subscribe and hit that bell button so that you're notified whenever I release a new video. And I'm going to see you on the next art day, and throughout the week I do have other art videos for you. So take good care, have fun, and thanks again for watching. Bye bye.